Soldier Field. The Dallas Cowboys went in prepared to battle against the Chicago Bears. Tony Romo threw for 200-plus yards and 3 touchdowns, while DeMarco Murray rushed for a season-high 179 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. So the Cowboys crushed the Bears 41-28 and achieved something they haven't done since 2009. They clinched a winning season. So the question that we pose, are the Cowboys back? Skip?
I don't really understand that question. I don't think they ever went away. Stephen A. Smith, how about my 9-4 Dallas Cowboys? How about no more 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, no more Stephen A. Smith unfunny, unhilarious shtick ridiculing my Dallas Cowboys for going 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. Can't do it anymore. You're out of ammo this time, my friend. How about home sweet road for my Dallas Cowboys? Now 6-0, 6-0 away from Jerry World. That is the NFL's best road record by 2 full games over the San Francisco 49ers. And now my Dallas Cowboys get 10 full days to prepare for the rematch of Dallas-Philly at Philadelphia. And I just remind you, just an early little thought here, my Cowboys won at Philly last year 17-3. How about my Cowboys last night righting yet another wrong of last 8-8 season? Last year, in December, it was December the 9th, they went up to Chicago on a very cold Monday night, and they lost 45-28 after trailing 42-14. Last night, they won 41-28 after leading 35-7. And how about DeMarco Murray re-entering the MVP race with 32 carries for 179 yards, and he caught 9 more balls for 49 more yards. Can we say MVP again, Mr. Smith? And how about my man Tony Romo, bouncing back from that debacle of a Thanksgiving Day game in which he clearly was not ready to play and admitted last night it was the only game this year before which he has not taken a pain-killing injection. He took one last night. He bounced back with 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, and my Cowboys had 0 turnovers in yet another road game. And how about my man Jay Cutler, my fellow Vanderbilt alum from Santa Claus, Indiana, throwing me an early Christmas present. Thank you very much, Jay Cutler. I needed that. The game-sealing interception caught by Orlando Scandrick after he had ranted and raved on the sidelines and recharged the Dallas Cowboys for one last defensive stand. I loved what I saw last night. My Cowboys never went away, but they are definitely back. And now I can sit back and I can root for the Seattle Seahawks against your Mark Sanchez-led Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday and watch you sweat. The floor is yours.
Well, first of all, you need to be incredibly grateful to me for allowing you to go on that ridiculous, nonsensical soliloquy that you just went on about the Cowboys, considering the fact that you abstained yesterday. You actually shouldn't have been allowed to talk about the Cowboys today because you abstained yesterday because you were so petrified of picking them or going against them, and you thought that the Chicago Bears were going to win this game. I specifically told you from a week ago, even after they got shellacked by the Philadelphia Eagles on Thanksgiving Day, I specifically said to you, Skip Bayless, this week was a bye week. You have nothing to be concerned about because Jay Cutler was the quarterback for the Chicago Bears and Mark Trestman was the coach. What did the Chicago Bears do? They talked all week long about establishing the run. It's incredibly imperative. We know that we've got some receivers, but against the Dallas Cowboys to be effective, you're going to need to run the football. That's what we want to do. And what did they do? They followed up an number of 8 rushes against Philadelphia. Against Detroit the previous week to this game where they only rushed the ball 15 times. They had no rushing attack whatsoever. Jay Cutler predictably threw an interception at the most inopportune time. And, of course, the defense was nowhere to be found. By the end of the third quarter, the score was 35-7, if I remember correctly, between watching or covering the Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers game last night at Madison Square Garden. I was going back and forth to the room, to the media room, watching some of this Cowboys Cowboys game, and obviously it was incredibly predictable. The Bears stink. Mark Trestman needs to go. Jay Cutler needs to go, even though they're stuck with him for at least the next couple of years. And it's just a sad, sad situation. As far as I'm concerned, the Dallas Cowboys didn't even beat a team yesterday. They beat somebody disguised as the Chicago Bears, an organization, a franchise that sold its soul the second they hired Trestman and went away from their signature, which is defense. That's all that transpired here. You think I'm going to make a big deal of the Dallas Cowboys winning the game I knew all along they were going to win? You were the one petrified. You were the one panicking. You were the one that literally on a show called First Take, in which you've been the patriarch of this show for 10 years, you were absolutely scared to make a pick. You, Skip Bayless, First Take, you got the nation looking forward to watching this show and getting our take on subjects, and you were a scaredy cat. You were scared to step up and say definitively before last night's game that the Dallas Cowboys were going to beat the pathetic, putrid Chicago Bears. That's how scared you were. So you can sit here and stick out your chest and bloviate all you want to and act like it's such a beautiful, beautiful day. But you, my friend, have ensured that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have very bad days because you were so scared you even lost faith, which shows nobody needs to have any faith in the Dallas Cowboys, which means that somewhere along the way the accident will happen. Nobody expected them 8-8 year. At the beginning of the season we might have anticipated that. I actually thought they'd be worse. They're better, but we pretty much 3-4 weeks into the season we all knew they'd have a better record than 8-8. Whoop-de-doo. You no longer have a tie record or a losing record. You finally have a winning season for the first time in 5 years. Congratulations. Bravo. I'm so touched, Skip Bayless. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. But in the end, you were still a scaredy cat. You were still what you call Floyd Mayweather Jr. all the time. Bark, 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 bark. You were a chicken. You were scared to pick the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Chicago Bears. Nobody want to hear like sticking out your chest now, acting like you have faith. Please. Your support is weak. It means nothing. You should be disallowed and removed from this entire conversation. You don't deserve to have to speak on the Dallas Cowboys, considering how much of a scaredy cat you were just 24 hours earlier. First take, no take from Skip Bayless leading into the game. Who would have thought it?
Are you finished?
Yes.
Is the floor mine now?
It shouldn't be, but go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Wasn't it just Wednesday's show that one Stephen A. Smith, and I'm quoting, said on live national First Take, I won't be surprised if the Chicago Bears beat the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't I hear that quote from you? It came out of your mouth.
Yes.
Maybe it was somebody.
Yes.
Wait, maybe it was virtual Stephen A. that day. Maybe
yes.
you said
but
virtual instead of real Stephen A.
But did I pick the Cowboys? But did I pick the Cowboys? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Did I pick them?
Okay, now.
I didn't abstain.
Back to the reality of this.
Abstain.
Question. Who picked the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC East before the season started? Oh, it's very relevant.
Irrelevant.
Wait.
Irrelevant.
You
were scared yesterday.
What did I say to you yesterday? I said I stand by my preseason pick that Dallas will win the NFC East. I made it totally clear.
Doesn't matter.
This is way over your head. I know that. So again, for most of our viewers will get this, but you won't, and that's okay. But I'm mostly talking to the viewers out there who are sophisticated enough to understand this. I do believe in jinxing my Dallas Cowboys. There was no way I was going to jinx them on the one game all year that they had to win. This was make or break if, in fact, they were going to have a chance to win the NFC East and do the things that I think they can do and thought that they could do before the season started. So I told you clearly, I'm not going to jinx the pick, but I stand by my preseason pick that they will win the NFC East. You should be able to see through that and see I'm just going to abstain because we all know. I'm going to finish. Quit waving your silly little hand like you're in second grade. Listen to me. Yeah. What have I told you again and again about how players do watch this show? Every Cowboy we've had on, just about every player we've had in here says, I always watch First Take.
They all watch us. We know this.
Thank you very much. Yesterday, especially when my Cowboys are a captive audience in a road hotel, it's high possibility or probability they're going to be watching us. I wanted to help the cause by trying to remotivate them in ways I didn't help the cause before Thanksgiving, when I was too bold and too confident, and I said they will beat the Philadelphia Eagles at Jerry World on Thanksgiving. That was my fault, and I blame myself on the show on Friday that Prim hosted, as you will recall, last Friday, because I took some blame. I shouldn't have been so bold, so overconfident, because they were overconfident and did not take the Philadelphia Eagles nearly seriously enough at Jerry World on Thanksgiving. Last night, they needed to come out and play what Coach Popovich always calls with appropriate fear. And I wanted to help just in my little way reinstill a little appropriate fear by saying, gee, I don't know. I'm not sure they can even win this game.
You're talking entirely too long because I have a question for you and I need you to answer it, okay? Here's the question, Skip Bayless. Stay with me because I got a question following up this one. Didn't the Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day?
33-10. It was a nightmare.
So as a result of that, this next Sunday's game is going to be arguably the most important game for the Cowboys this season, correct?
They are in position now to take over the East. After Seattle beats Philly this Sunday, as we're about to discuss.
But what I'm saying is that game is going to be pivotal, is it not?
Sure.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Skip Bayless, are you abstaining from picking that game
we're
too?
10 days away from that. I got 10 days. I'm going to pull a Stephen A. here.
I'm asking you, are you going to abstain?
10 days. I got 10 days to think about that one.
I'm asking you, are you going to abstain? Are you going to abstain? That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not asking you who you're going to pick. I'm saying, are you going to abstain from picking? Because to me, since if you follow your philosophy, about Chicago yesterday, then we shouldn't expect a prediction from you when they play the Eagles next week.
You just never know about
Unbelievable.
You'll have to tune in 10 days from today. Well, actually, a week from today.
All right, so you still think that the Dallas Cowboys can win the NFC East?
Listen, I have booked it. I booked it before the year.
You can book it, and I booked the Eagles before the year, and I'm sticking with it.
And by the way, I just have to give
Mark Sanchez as their quarterback.
One quick shout out to my friend Jim Nance, who did the game last night, obviously on NFL Network. I love you, Jim. Known you forever. But Jim made a statement at the end of the game, near the end of the game. Nobody out there, I'm paraphrasing slightly, nobody out there thought these Cowboys would do much of anything this year. Jim, I did.
You're just saying.
I was on record.
Well, it's a good win because
with
that, the Dallas Cowboys broke a streak of 4 straight non-winning seasons. So as you mentioned,